Awesome. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for being here today for our Earth Day celebration. Earth Day was actually yesterday, April 20th, but since most of our events fall on Wednesdays, we are celebrating today, the 21st, for Earth Day. So Earth Day is a yearly event that we like to represent some earthly topics and things like that. And today, to help us do that here in Student Life, we are joined with TRIO Leadership Council, which is one of our student organizations and partners. So we partnered with TRIO to host this event for Earth Day, and I'm going to turn it over to Skylar with TRIO, who is going to take it from there. Thanks for being here.
Awesome. Thank you, Carrie. And Skylar, if you want to go ahead and share your screen.
Can you see the screen okay?
Yes.
Okay.
So Skylar made a visual to kind of go with our Earth Day theme, but to also tie in student resources, because I feel like a lot of times there's so many resources here at Ivy Tech that are here to help you grow. And it can be, confusing to connect with them sometimes, or sometimes you don't even know that they exist. So we wanted to take the beginning of this event just to kind of remind about wraparound resources. An event we used to do before the pandemic was our spring fling event, and we would have resource tables during that. So I kind of thought this could substitute that and make you guys aware of some services. They may be ones you've already used. For example, I know a few of our TRIO students are on this and you guys are aware of our services, but a few of you I have not met. So I do want to make you aware. We are TRIO. Now, the event today is sponsored by Leadership Council. So our Leadership Council is open to any student that wants to participate. It's a registered student org through Student Life. And we help with campus events such as this. We've done some volunteerism. It's a good way to meet other students and then also get connected with TRIO, the program, if you're an eligible student. So TRIO, the program, is a grant-funded program to help students with graduation or transfer goals. We serve 160 students at a given time. We help with tutoring. We help with advising-related questions. If you have a transfer goal after earning your Ivy Tech credential, we can help you walk through that process. Scholarship searching, helping you fill out FAFSA. It's a lot of wraparound support. If you get in our program, we stay with you all the way until graduation. And the students that we serve, you either need to be first generation, so neither parent having a bachelor's degree or higher, low income. For example, if you're getting a Pell Grant or any other grant aid, you're probably going to hit our low income qualifier, or have a registered disability with the Disability Support Services Office. And that kind of segues into the disability office. They're on this resource sheet. You will be getting a copy of this resource sheet in the mail when you get your Earth Day goodies. And we will make the digital copy available, and we can put that in the chat a little bit later. But Disability Support Services, they're another campus resource that is super helpful. If you have a mental, physical, emotional, any type of disability, they keep everything completely confidential and can help with possible accommodations, wraparound support. So I always encourage connecting with their office and not waiting. The sooner the better, if you fit and have a need. Up at the top part of the sheet next to us is career coaching and employer connections. They are a great office. They're putting on so many events right now, so many virtual events that I hope you guys are taking advantage of. They help with career exploration, coaching, mock interviews, resume help, all sorts of support. And they're not just something that you need to use when you're graduating. I know when I was a student, I thought that career development was, when you're in your last semester, you're getting ready to find a job, but it's actually so much better to connect with them early on. They can help you make like a career portfolio now. And the better connected you are with them earlier, I think it just makes the job searching process that much easier later on. And they are now called CCEC for short. And then Academic Advising Center, I bet you guys are pretty familiar with them, you know, going there for registration help, your academic completion plans. They're also doing some fun incentives I saw coming up. You know, if you get registered for summer and fall, I think there's some game shows coming up. So take advantage of that. You know, don't wait till the last minute to register. Or if you have a concern in a class, you know, reach out to your advisor, your instructor, of course, too. But connect with them, make them aware of, you know, what you're struggling with so that you can get some help. Center for Academic Excellence, they are a great resource. They go by CAE for short, and they are a tutoring resource for any student. They tutor in a really wide variety of subjects. They have a great website. They've got virtual tutoring, like drop-in. They have a drop-in lab, and they have the availability of one-on-one appointments. So if you're struggling in a class, don't hesitate to connect with them, and that is open to all students. And then I put Ivy Cares on here as well. That encompasses a lot of wraparound resources. So Ivy Assist to help connect with like community-based resources, student emergency funds. If you're in a situation where, you know, a very unexpected bill comes up, a car repair, a medical situation, trouble paying for your textbooks, there is some opportunity to apply for some limited funds to potentially help you in a situation like that. A transportation challenge, which I know is a little less applicable right now with most of us working virtually. And then assistance if facing food insecurity. They can help connect you with some resources. And their email is on here as well. And then there's so many other supports. Skylar designed this really nice flyer, and we didn't want to make things too small. So this is not like all encompassing. Student Life, obviously, who's putting on so many events, is a great resource to connect with. There are so many offices that want to help you. And I think just making that step and seeking out the resources makes such a difference to help you academically, personally, professionally, all of that. So we'll make this available digitally, and then it will also be coming in the mail to you when you get your Earth Day related goodies if you had RSVP'd. So Skylar, if you want to stop sharing that, I can actually show my recording. You guys will be getting a little plant kit. And the one that I got, and I don't know that everybody's will be the same, but it was a forget-me-not plant. They'll all be something similar. And so I made a really short recording just so that when you guys do get your plant, you'll be able to see an example of how that is potted. So let me pull that up. And I recorded it with Zoom. So we'll see how sharing the Zoom recording on Zoom goes here. Okay. We're going to be potting. I don't think it was sharing the sound at first, but I hit it. So I'm going to start it again, and somebody stop me if it's not sharing the sound, please. Plant together that you move it back here. Welcome to our Trio Earth Day event. Today we're going to be potting a plant together that you will get in the mail. I'm just doing this as an example so that when you get your plant, you will kind of know what to do. The one I got is a forget-me-not. This was the packaging around it. This is the little pot. It comes with a soil pellet, looks like this, and then it comes with a bag of some seeds. The instructions are on the flap of the outer cover. It says place the growing medium pellet in a bowl and add approximately 1 tablespoon of water. You want the pellet to absorb the water. So I have a bowl right here. I have a tablespoon of water. I'm going to kind of just move the pellet around in the water so it absorbs all of it and starts to expand. You'll lose like a little bit of the soil, as you can see, as it gets in the water, but you want it to absorb as much as possible of the water. So this has almost absorbed it. It makes the pellet bigger. Then you're going to put it back in the pot, and I'm kind of going to push it down. And then it says to fluff it like with a fork. I'm kind of using my finger because I don't have a fork, but you just want it to start filling the pot. And then you're supposed to take the seeds. It says you only need 3 to 5 of them. And there's more than that in here. So honestly, if you have other pots, you can get multiple plants out of this. I'm just going to sprinkle whatever falls out here. I got more than 5, but that's okay. And then you kind of need to bury them in the soil. It says about 1/8 of an inch down into the soil. And kind of press it down. And then this particular plant says that it needs consistent moisture and light. If you want to keep in the moisture, you can put plastic wrap over the top, and that will help the seedlings emerge quicker. This example says indirect light is best, such as a sunny south-facing window. So put it somewhere that it will get sunlight. It will not fill up the entire pot. It goes about halfway, which is fine. You just want to make sure that your seeds are fully covered so that you're not seeing the seeds. And then in just a few weeks' time, you'll have seedlings. As it gets bigger, you will want to repot it into something bigger. But it can be a little souvenir from our Earth Day event and something to kind of go along with this snowy day outside. So thanks, and I hope you enjoy potting your own plants. All right, I'll stop my share here for a second to kind of get my other stuff up. And yeah, that's great, Eli. I'm glad that you've done it before. I've done the sunflowers before as well from one of the like Buzzy Grow kits. I've never done a forget-me-not. I was like, I don't even know what this flower is gonna look like, but I've done tomatoes before, and like they really tend to work out as long as you repot them pretty quickly once it starts getting bigger. Because I didn't do that once, and I think the roots kind of overtook the small pot pretty quickly, and then the plant didn't do so well. So if you do get some decent sized seedlings, you'll want to get a bigger pot pretty quickly and some additional soil, obviously. And then we're recording this, so again, you can always watch that back when you get your plant. Next up, we are going to share an interesting little short TED Talk that we found. There's all kinds of Earth Day related videos, but we were trying to think of one that would fit a lot of people's situation. So this one is actually about smartphones. I know a lot of us probably use a smartphone fairly frequently. And so I thought I would share that. So let me get that pulled up here.
As of 2018, there are around 2.5 billion smartphone users in the world. If we broke open all their newest phones, which are just a fraction of the total that have been built, and split them into their component parts, that would produce around 85,000 kilograms of gold, 875,000 of silver, and 40 million kilograms of copper. How did this precious cash get into our phones, and can we reclaim it? Gold, silver, and copper are actually just a few of the 70 or so chemical elements that make up the average smartphone. These can be divided into different groups, 2 of the most critical being rare earth elements and precious metals. Rare earths are a selection of 17 elements that are actually common in Earth's crust and are found in many areas across the world in low concentrations. These elements have a huge range of magnetic, phosphorescent, and conductive properties that make them crucial to modern technologies. In fact, of the 17 types of rare earth metals, phones and other electronics may contain up to 16. In smartphones, these create the screen and color display, aid conductivity, and produce the signature vibrations, amongst other things. And yet, crucial as they are, extracting these elements from the Earth is linked to some disturbing environmental impacts. Rare earth elements can often be found, but in many areas it's not economically feasible to extract them due to low concentrations. Much of the time, extracting them requires a method called open pit mining that exposes vast areas of land. This form of mining destroys huge swaths of natural habitats and causes air and water pollution, threatening the health of nearby communities. Another group of ingredients in smartphones comes with similar environmental risks. These are metals such as copper, silver, palladium, aluminum, platinum, tungsten, tin, lead, and gold. We also mine magnesium, lithium, silica, and potassium to make phones, and all of it is associated with vast habitat destruction, as well as air and water pollution. Mining comes with worrying social problems too, like large-scale human and animal displacement to make way for industrial operations, and frequently, poor working conditions for laborers. Lastly, phone production also requires petroleum, one of the main drivers of climate change. That entwines our smartphones inextricably with this growing planetary conundrum. And what's more, the ingredients we mine to make our phones aren't infinite. One day, they'll simply run out, and we haven't yet discovered effective replacements for some. Despite this, the number of smartphones is on a steady increase. By 2019, it's predicted that there'll be close to 3 billion in use. This means that reclaiming the bounty within our phones is swiftly becoming a necessity. So, if you have an old phone, you may want to consider your options before throwing it away. To minimize waste, you could donate it to a charity for reuse, take it to an e-waste recycling facility, or look for a company that refurbishes old models. However, even recycling companies need our scrutiny. Just as the production of smartphones comes with social and environmental problems, dismantling them does too. E-waste is sometimes intentionally exported to countries where labor is cheap but working conditions are poor. Vast workforces, often made up of women and children, may be underpaid, lack the training to safely disassemble phones, and be exposed to elements like lead and mercury, which can permanently damage their nervous systems. Phone waste can also end up in huge dump sites, leaching toxic chemicals into the soil and water, mirroring the problems of the mines where the elements originated. A phone is much more than it appears to be on the surface. It's an assemblage of elements from multiple countries, linked to impacts that are unfolding on a global scale. So until someone invents a completely sustainable smartphone, we'll need to come to terms with how this technology affects widespread places and people. Want to learn more about the global impacts of everyday items? Check out our lesson on the life cycle of a t-shirt. And if you'd like to help us keep making lessons about important topics such as these, we invite you to make a small contribution on our Patreon page.
All right, let me stop my share here. I thought that was interesting because think of how many phones it is now. Like they were saying by 2019, it would be like 3 billion. Well, now, we're in 2021, so I can only imagine it's probably 5 to 7 billion. And like, I know for me, I still have some old phones because I'm not aware of like a donation resource. Is anybody that's on this, event today, does anyone know of any good phone donation sites where they get reused or where they can be dropped off as opposed to just throwing an old phone away? Feel free to put it in the chat if you are aware, or just unmute yourself. I mean, we're a small group. I was just curious because I'm sure we all accumulate electronic stuff, just like some of the other things that sit around, and it's not always easy to know what to do with that stuff. So we're going to also do an activity together, and I think Skylar, you're next up, or am I going to share the carbon footprint activity? I couldn't remember.
I think you were gonna share it, and I'm gonna put the link to more of those educational videos in the chat because those are all Earth Day themed, and it's like a 30-day learning thing. So if you want to watch more of those videos, you could watch like one of them a day, and it's just good to educate yourself about different things that affect the environment and stuff. So if you want to do that, I'm putting it in the chat right now. And those are all free videos and they're really short. So I think it's a good idea. too.
I liked the life cycle of a t-shirt one. I almost picked that one to share because I know we all have a lot of extras of those and they often get tossed or it's one of the first things you see at a garage sale. The carbon footprint activity, we actually want you guys to each do. I'm going to put the link in the chat because that way we can kind of compare like what, differences that we get. I just put that in. Oh, thanks, Andrea. Women's Care Center that supports victims of domestic violence. That's really good to know because I have like 2 phones that I could definitely donate. And that's a lot better than throwing it away. I know that like old glasses, the Lions Club often is a donation site for those because they then use the frames to refit with lenses for people in other countries or people that can't afford to get new glasses. So it's always neat to find out about those types of resources. If you guys are able to pull up the link on the carbon footprint calculator, it has you, I'll share my screen for an example here. It brings you to this page. It says carbon footprint calculator. And then you choose, what you want to complete the calculations for. I just did myself when I did this as a test. And then you can put your zip code because it'll get a little more specific to your area if you do that. And then it just asks you some questions about things you may or may not use in your home. And it's going to give you a little estimate of the kind of impact that your home has on like energy consumption or the types of things you eat and how that actually affects energy consumption. And it's interesting. I know like there's things I don't even think about that take more energy than they should. Like, the times you have to restart the dryer or, cranking your thermostat up just a couple degrees, especially with this crazy up and down weather that we've been having. All of those things sometimes actually make more of a considerable impact than you may think. So if you guys want to take a minute to do the activity and find what yours is, and then I may ask if anybody, is willing to share. And I'll fill mine out too, just to see. That's more than I would have thought. Like I didn't do this one till the end when I was testing out this site and I didn't know it would break it down by trees. So this one is saying that based on the carbon footprint, it would take 277 trees to offset your annual footprint, which is quite a lot of trees, I feel like. But I'll be curious what other people got, if anyone is willing to share when they get to the end of it.
I got around like 239, but I actually didn't know how to answer a lot of the questions.
I know some of them, like, it's hard if, we're still living with family and you're kind of like, I don't know how big certain things are. You had to make an estimate. I had to estimate on some of them, but that's a little bit lower at least.
Mine was 264 trees.
So altogether, we're like around 900 trees for the three of us.
Oh, yeah.
Julie, did you want to share? Or did anybody else want to share?
I'm still taking it. I had to ask my boyfriend how big our apartment was.
Oh yeah, no, take your time.
I got 223.
That's a little bit lower too. That's better than my 277.
I couldn't answer some of the questions, so I
The
just
mileage one,
estimate them.
I feel like a lot of those too, it's like, well, what year are we going to reference? Because like last year I didn't fly anywhere, or like I definitely didn't drive my car as much because we've been home so much. So we probably all really made a less significant carbon footprint impact with the pandemic in a lot of ways. I know that there was a news story, and I'm probably going to mess it up, but there were a lot of animals in one of the bays near New York, like ones that normally wouldn't come up because of pollution. But the pollution was down so much that the animals were coming closer and closer. So that showed some of the impacts too of like less travel. There was less subway traffic with the pandemic and all of that. I'll give everybody another a minute or two to finish taking it. I feel like there also used to be more events near Earth Day to like plant a tree. I remember like the small town I grew up in would do that at one of the local parks. Now today would not be a good day to be outside with your shovel and try to plant a tree given the weather we're having. But normally it would be nice springy weather right now. And those events are always kind of fun, or like helping the local, like a lot of the master gardener clubs, do a lot of planting around this time of year. Is anybody still taking it? I just didn't want to like move on if.
Okay. So if you pay the $19, that will offset your footprints.
Yeah, no, this site, I just thought the tool was cool. I don't know. I didn't look into them. If it's one you'd actually want to donate to, you'd probably, be better off donating something to like your local park or something in your specific area. But they're kind of showing an example of, what would offset the carbon footprint that you make by your energy usage.
What they gonna do with that? Put it in their pocket?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I think this is a good tool to like see your idea of what you're using, but I wouldn't donate to the site. It's probably conservation related efforts, but I mean, I feel like there's so many local things that would do that. I'm gonna go ahead and stop my share here and kind of look at the chat. 277 trees. 845. And I was thinking of you, Andrea. I was like, oh, hers will probably be pretty big because your family is big. 178 trees. Well, awesome. Well, thank you guys for participating and doing the activity so that we could actually have a discussion about it. 242. Skylar is kind of like our photography person because when she was an Ivy Tech student, she was a VisCom major, and she had a good idea of in celebration of Earth Day, sharing some nature related photos that she has taken and giving others an opportunity to share if you have something. So I'm going to turn it over to her for this next part.
So I'm going to share some nature photos that I've taken. And if you have something Earth Day related that you would like to share, it doesn't have to be a photo. It could be like a poem or a craft you made or something. Just be thinking of that while I share. And then if you want to share, just put it in the chat and then we'll just go through and see if anyone else has anything to share. So let me share my screen. And then if you have any questions about it or anything, just let me know. So can you see it?
Yep,
Okay.
you can see it.
So this is one of the photos I've taken. I just wanted to share it because it's very Earth Day-like and nature-y. This is actually in Fort Wayne. It's like, I took this photo a few summers ago, and it is like back where the old fort is, like behind there. There's like a walking path and like a bunch of like naturey stuff. So yeah, this was taken in Fort Wayne. So I'm sharing that. And then I have another one that I wanted to share. This one is a butterfly photo I took, and this was taken at PFW because they have a lot of flowers. If you want to see some butterflies, you can just walk around their campus and you'll probably see some. So yeah, those are some nature photos that I took. If you have any questions or anything, let me know. And if anyone else has anything they would like to share, like a fun fact about Earth Day or a poem or just like a story or something, you can share that if you would like.
I really like Skylar's photos when she was our work study and left our gifts where we got a photo and they were nature related. I still have mine. I brought it home back when we first closed for the pandemic because I was just like taking random stuff from my desk and I must have known it would be a long time. So I'm glad I took that. I have it at home with me. But another thing I thought of that Skylar's butterfly picture made me think of too is us maybe sharing local nature type places that we enjoy. I know that not everybody on here may live in Fort Wayne. You might live in a small town surrounding area, but I think sometimes there's neat places like nature preserves, parks, like the botanical places that people don't think of that they enjoy. And one for me that I've been visiting a lot, especially during the pandemic and just wanting to get outside and walk more, has been Krieger Park. They have some really nice trails there. It hits the River Greenway. I can't talk today. And it's just beautiful. It's very quiet. There's like benches along the trail. There's rest areas. They have a boundless playground there that's disability friendly. It's a really nice park. If you guys haven't been there, it's kind of on the entering into New Haven side of Fort Wayne. Does anybody else have like a park or somewhere that they really enjoy to kind of be out in nature? And you can put it in the chat if you don't want to unmute yourself, but we're a small group, so you can also feel free to speak up.
Yesterday, actually, when it was snowing, I went to Foster Park. It's right close to where I live because I wanted to take some photos of the snow and the flowers because I thought it would be kind of funny because it's supposed to be springtime and it's snowing. So I went to Foster Park and took some pictures of the flowering trees with snow on them. And actually, when I was there, a tree, like a humongous tree branch, almost fell on me. So it's good that that didn't happen. But Yeah, I really like Foster Park. It has really nice pathways where you can like ride your bike. Well, I don't have a bike, but I think I'm gonna get one. And so there's like a lot of paths. And then there's also, I think there's a golf course. So if you like golfing, you could go golfing there. And it's kind of a big park. There's like a bridge. It like connects to other places, I think. I don't know everything about it, but I really like Foster Park.
I really like that bridge at Foster Park. I'm gonna mess up. It's one of those like raised elevation. I don't know if it's called an elevation bridge. I'll mess it up, but it's a really cool bridge. And then they have a dog park as part of it too, which is nice. I know one of our tutors enjoys taking his dog there. Tage, were you gonna share?
Oh yeah, I go to Foster Park almost every day to play volleyball. There's a volleyball court. So I know where there are bridges. There are like two of them. One connect to the soccer field all the way to the back. I forgot where it is, but there's a soccer field that can connect the soccer field. There's a bridge where it goes to the road on the other side of the river. But yeah, Foster Park is really nice. There's like the circle where you can walk around, and there is the trail that go around to Tillman Park, but that's the longer trail if you want to walk that. But there's the shorter trail, and there's the background noise. There's
No
volleyball,
worries, no worries.
volleyball court, there's the tennis, there's golf. So it's a really nice park. And I have pictures that I want to share, but like it's like on my phone. And
That was my
Yeah.
problem. If you want to text it, Tage, to the trio text number, Skylar or I could save it and share it, but you also don't have to. That was my same problem. I don't have any on this particular computer that I could access really easily. Otherwise I was going to share a
Yeah,
park one.
I was thinking like I could just open my video and like show it through the camera if that works. It's a picture I took when I went to Indonesia when I lived there for 6 months.
Oh,
And
that would be really pretty.
yeah,
Feel free to try. I don't know if it'll be
Yeah.
grainy or
yeah, I'm not sure how that it will work, but I'll try it.
And then it looks like Eli mentioned Fox Island and Camp Chief Little Turtle. I've been to Fox Island. That is a neat. I got to go there actually on an Ivy Tech field trip. Our biology class went there. I don't know if any of them do now, but I really liked it there. Yeah, I think the lighting, Tage, is going to illuminate it too much, unfortunately. But text it to the trio voice number, and then Skylar or I can save and share it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I have it on my phone,
Oh,
but can I send it to your?
yeah, you can send it to mine too, and I can put it on the trio number and save it.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any like park suggestions or things in nature in the area that they want to share?
I can give one, Carrie.
Oh, that'd be
You
great.
had mentioned New Haven. I love the River Greenway and all the trails. The trail system in Fort Wayne's phenomenal. But around the Y, they have the puffer belly that attaches to the YMCA off of DuPont, and then the trails in New Haven that I was going to talk about at Krieger Park. You can go from the River Greenway all through Krieger and back. Sometimes I enjoy those because there's a lot of people around and I feel safer when I'm out running or walking by myself.
That's why I picked that too. Like, and I'll listen to my music just with it coming out of my phone without not earbuds, because that way it just feels like I can be more aware of my surroundings if there's less people out for some reason.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing. And it's like good to see you. I feel like I've not talked to
I
you forever. So
know.
thank you for coming to our event.
I know. I was glad I was able to make it.
Awesome. Anybody else want to share like a park suggestion or something in nature? And I think I got Tage's picture, and I'm going to try to save it so that I can share that here in a second. Oh, that's a really good picture. I'm going to text it so I can save it on my computer. And then what we're going to do next is Skylar actually found an Earth Day Jeopardy. Some of the questions are kind of hard. So I thought instead of us breaking into teams, we would just all kind of play it together. and try to figure out the answers. And that way we don't, have all of the team stuff going on. But we were going to do that activity next. And then after that, I'll share Tage's photo because that'll give me some time to save it. Oh, you're muted.
Okay, so this game is more for learning things about Earth Day because the questions are kind of hard. Like, I didn't know any of them. So I guess it's good just to play it to learn about Earth Day. And maybe don't know anything about Earth Day. So that could also be a thing, but I mean, you guys might know some of them. So I don't know, how are we going to do this?
I was going to say, since it's a small enough group, if it was bigger, if it was all the people that RSVP'd, I was going to say you need to type the answer in the chat, but we're a small group. If you think you know the answer, just unmute yourself and share. And if we don't, then we'll have it tell us the answer.
And you can guess because that's what I would do.
Guessing is totally fine. We're not going to judge your knowledge.
You can just unmute yourself and say it, or if you don't want to, you can put it in the chat. So are we going to just pick them or?
Yeah, I would just go random through the categories. Okay. And then if somebody gets one right, we'll let that person pick where they want to go next.
Okay, so let's just start off with an easy one, hopefully. So it says, how much water on average does every person use each year outside of drinking water? That's easy. And
yeah, see, it's not easy. Even the $100 one is not easy. Like, I don't know.
That's not easy. I think it's asking in like how many gallons of, I think it's in gallons. So how many gallons do you think a person uses outside of drinking water? If anyone knows, please, or if anyone wants to guess,
I wish I knew how much. I wish I knew how much a washing machine held, because then it'd give me some idea. But that's a lot of water.
Or like the shower, or people that take
shower. Mm.
Just Google it.
Yeah, you can Google it.
No. I'm just gonna say. I don't even know the ballpark. If we're talking hundreds, if we're talking,
I think it's probably like hundreds of thousands. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking hundreds of gallons.
Okay, let's do it. Let's see the answer. Well, it's supposed to be.
Yeah, space bar is supposed to.
Oh, here it goes. 12,000 gallons of water is used by each person each year. So that's the average, because I'm sure more people use more and some people use less than that, but that's like the average, I guess.
That's really
so if you got three people, you have three people in a house, that's 36,000 gallons. Huh?
Yeah. That is a lot. Okay, so someone else pick one. Anyone at all?
Pollution for 200.
Okay. In what year were almost 200 landfills in the world full? Like all the landfills were
None
full.
of us are gonna get that. That would be like winning the lottery, that you just guess a random year. But who wants to guess a random year that it could have been?
1972.
1972? Okay, well, let's check. 1995. Which nobody would have known that, I feel like. I told you these were hard questions.
I know, we try to find, like, the Earth Day stuff is either super elementary and we're all in college, or it's like very, very advanced. So we're just doing multiple activities.
Well, now you can tell people that you'll just know these cool facts. You're welcome. True. Okay, the person that just answered, you can pick the next one.
Yeah, was it Thomas? Do you want to pick the next one?
Well, I'll go Earth Day for 100.
Okay. What year was Earth Day first celebrated in?
That would be a good one for us to know in celebration of this. I wonder.
Is it 1970?
Let's see. It is.
Whoa.
You got it.
Awesome.
Very good. So now you can pick the next one since you got it right.
I say recycling for 300.
It takes how much less energy to recycle aluminum cans than to make new ones? I don't know even how
What's
to
that
answer this.
asking?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it.
I think 3 less energy.
Okay, let's just see the answer because I don't know what it's asking either.
Oh,
Oh, it was asking like what percent. So it takes 90% less energy to recycle aluminum cans than to make new ones. So recycle your cans. Whoever just guessed can pick the next one.
Call that a guess. Okay. Earth Day 400.
What day is Earth Day?
Oh, this one you guys should get because Carrie said it
Yes.
earlier.
That's what
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
April 20th.
Yesterday.
Why
It
does it
was
say April 22nd?
yesterday. Well, it says
Oh.
it's April 22nd. So
Probably when whoever made this template didn't know what they were.
let me look it up on Google.
Because I didn't think it was one that falls differently. You know how some things fall differently based on the calendar, but I thought it was just a set day every single year.
This says Thursday, sorry about that. This says Thursday, April 22nd is Earth Day. So I think Carrie was
Oh, she
either
might have
wrong
been wrong. Well, then at least
or-
this template's right, so we can trust it for the rest of the questions and not.
Yesterday was kind of Earth Day. It was Marijuana Day. Marijuana comes from the Earth. 420.
Okay, so Earth Day is tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, so it's gonna be we've gone through like all seasons leading up to Earth Day. I feel like, because then tomorrow I think it's supposed to get nicer again. So
Okay. I have to plug in my computer for a second, but the next one, who wants to pick the next one?
Samantha, do you want to? I think you had just joined us.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, I apologize for being so late.
Oh, it's okay.
It's like
Totally.
I knew we had it, but I just forgot. So
That's all right.
let's do water for 300.
Water for 300. All right. When Skylar gets her computer plugged in, she'll pick that one next.
Water for 300.
Yep.
How much
300,
water
yeah.
do we save from recycling 2,000 pounds of paper? You can just guess because nobody would know that. How much? I'm thinking it's talking about gallons again. So how many gallons of water do you think?
I'll say 10,000.
Carrie says 10,000 gallons.
Um,
You were kind of close.
I was kind of close.
Oh,
That's pretty
oh.
close. It takes 7,000 gallons of water to, 7,000 gallons is saved by recycling 2,000 pounds of paper. So that's interesting, I guess.
Mm.
Carrie, you can pick the next one.
I'll go for other because we don't know what we're going to get for 300.
Okay. Where does ivory come from? You got
Why
You
are there
got
two
two.
questions?
where does ivory come from and where do most fur coats come
What do you
from?
mean by most? Like, how specific are we getting?
I don't understand how that's most fur coats.
I
When they
think
come-
I think I know this one. Ivory comes from, I think, animal tusks.
Tusks. That's
Yeah,
what
it's
I was going to
elephants.
say.
Yeah,
And
an animal.
Fur coats.
yeah.
Fur coats come from other
Animals with fur.
Yeah,
And-
we'll try-
Yeah, and wide.
Hey, we were pretty close. So,
That's-
so that was
Why does it word it like dead
I don't
elephants? I get the
That's so
endangered
weird.
animals part that yes, fur, you don't want to buy an authentic fur coat because it is often an endangered animal.
okay.
just-
So that was
Maybe
an
don't
interesting-
pick other guys because that was not what I was expecting.
Okay. Who answered that one? Someone pick a new one.
I'm gonna have to leave, y'all.
Okay, thank
That's-
you for coming, Thomas.
You're
Yeah, thank you
welcome.
for
Enjoy.
coming, and you'll get your mailed item. Carrie's mailing them today because everything came. So depending on, how far your address is, you'll probably get everything by Friday or Monday. Thanks, Andrea. Appreciate you coming.
Okay, who is there? Still
Water
pe-
200.
Okay, good. Water 200. Here we go. Who started Earth Day? Oh, wait, I clicked the wrong one. But I accidentally clicked Earth Day, but
Oh, that's okay.
we'll do the water one next. So who started Earth Day? I don't know.
I keep
I'm
wanting
curious
to
about this
give
one.
non-serious
Nelson,
answers. I'm
I
just
don't
like,
know.
old man Earth Day.
Old man Earth Day.
I don't know.
Okay. If nobody knows, we'll just figure out who it is.
I think the last name is Nelson. Yeah.
You're
Oh,
right.
nice.
That was right. So one of them was Senator Gaylord Nelson, and I guess it was another person too, who was John Connell.
Harvard student.
Yeah, Harvard.
Interesting.
Okay, so we'll do water since I clicked the wrong one. How much water of all the water in a year is used to flush a toilet?
Well, I think it's going to be less than 10,000 something.
Okay. Does anyone else have any more guesses, or should we just see?
I would say like if it's a
what,
percentage. Oh, go ahead.
5,000? I don't know.
5,000 gallons.
Or if they're
Okay.
thinking a percentage, maybe like 10% of it is used. to flush a
Okay,
toilet?
let's see.
Oh,
One third.
1/3. Oh my gosh, that's so
1/3.
wasteful.
1/3 of all the water goes down the toilet.
They need to tell us the units beforehand.
I know. Yeah, that was. Yeah. Okay. Who wants to pick the next one?
Just shout it out whatever one you want to do.
Earth Day for 500.
Okay. How many people celebrated Earth Day on the first Earth Day celebration?
Probably just the two people that created it on the first
Wasn't it
one.
like 4?
Oh, well, maybe that could be too.
I don't know.
Okay, let's see.
4 people.
20
Oh, 20
million.
million.
20
How did they
million
get
people.
20 million on the first one to know about it?
Yeah, I don't know. They must have had some good marketing.
How did they count? Is it like a party? Did they invite people?
And they
Yeah,
didn't
I-
have social media in 1970, so did they? Maybe they
the heck?
mailed out a postcard.
Okay. So let's do, I'm gonna pick one. I'm gonna do recycling. What percentage of household waste can be recycled? It actually asked what thing. It's asking a percent this time.
75%.
Okay, 75%. Any other guesses?
Trying to decide if it's over 50 or under 50.
I'm gonna say
Hmm.
60.
Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna
Okay.
guess like maybe 55%.
Okay, let's see. 84%.
84.
So we were all wrong.
So that means we throw out way more than that probably could be recycled, which I know I do that sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to wash out that mayonnaise jar and get all the gross. Just gonna throw it
Yeah.
in the trash. Like I get lazy.
I think the person that said 75% should pick since they were the closest. I can't really see who was talking.
I think it
That's-
was it Mia, or I'm having trouble with that myself on who.
I'll pick pollution for 400.
Okay.
And is it Mia or Maya? Because I always feel bad if I'm telling people.
It's
their name.
Mia.
Okay, good.
How much carbon dioxide do fossil fuel burning cars release into the air? And I don't know what unit of measure that's at. I feel like it's tons because they usually talk about stuff like that in
Whoa.
tons.
I have a guess for this one.
Is it like all of them? All the cars?
I was just gonna say I think
Yeah,
it's
I
talking
don't know.
all.
I think it is probably talking as a collective.
This could be a lot.
It's gonna be some huge number. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, let's just.
100,000.
Does anyone want to guess?
Let's
Okay.
just find out
I'll
on this
just-
one.
Oh,
Each gallon releases 20 pounds of carbon dioxide. So it was
Oh.
pounds. So that's kind of a lot. So
That is.
yeah. Okay. We've got a few left. So let's just pick the last Earth Day one. What is Earth Day all about?
Earth.
We all know this. It's
Celebrating the earth
Yeah,
and recycling.
right. Mhm.
Yeah, good answers. Protecting the environment and increasing awareness of environmental issues. Good job, guys. That was a great one. Okay. Who wants to pick the next one?
Recycling for 200.
Okay. How much energy can we save from recycling one glass bottle?
I assume this
They
isn't,
should
this
really-
is in the percentage.
Probably, yeah.
Sounds like
maybe.
a percent.
Yeah, I would guess using a percent.
I swear if there's a new unit.
I'm gonna say, yeah, I don't really know.
I don't know.
Okay, let's just see. Enough
Okay.
to power.
Oh, that's a nice general answer.
Enough to power a traditional light bulb for 4
This
hours.
is a terrible quiz.
Yeah.
Imagine asking people these questions.
I know,
How-
like on
how-
Real Jeopardy, like if you guys ever watch,
Yeah.
there's no way this would go down. But I did want to make one announcement that I should have made earlier before people dropped off. But if anybody is here at this event and didn't do an original RSVP, I just need you to send me in Zoom your address, because Carrie thinks we have enough extra stuff where even if you didn't RSVP, you can get one of the planting kits, but I would need your address. So if you didn't do the Ivy Life RSVP and you came to this, please send to Skylar or I your address, because she's going to mail those later this afternoon.
Pretty sure I did.
Okay. And I think you did, Sydney. You're on my list.
Mm,
I'm going to pull that list up and then I'll just try to private message anybody that I notice is missing. So you can go ahead and answer.
Who would know any of these questions?
I
mean,
know.
Nobody.
It
Will
was
we-
more just for learning fun
Mhm.
facts.
Are we
Yeah.
gonna
So,
do other?
do you want to do other?
I wonder if we're just gonna skip other entirely.
Well, we can. I think I already clicked this one on accident.
Okay.
We can skip other if you. We can just do the rest of these. Does that sound good? Unless you want to do those.
I'm
Yeah,
curious
we
to
can
think
skip
of
about
this
time wise.
anything.
I do think if we do the
Yeah.
rest, that probably
Yeah.
fits.
Okay, so let's just pick this one. How much water does 1 gallon of oil contaminate? I don't really know.
500.
500.
I don't know. What's a
Okay.
gallon?
1,000 gallons.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay, let's see. 2 million
Oh.
gallons.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot. Okay. So whenever there was that oil thing in the ocean, it probably
Mhm.
contaminated like half the ocean.
The whole.
Okay.
That's really bad. Yeah.
Who wants to pick the next one? Should I just click on them?
Sure, with the
Okay.
remaining, that's fine.
The amount of wood and paper we throw away can heat how many homes? So this is a good one where you can guess because we actually know what it's asking. I'm gonna say
80.
okay.
No, probably more than that.
I'm gonna say 200.
2.
I'm gonna say 550.
I keep saying just the first number at the top of my head.
Okay, okay.
120.
Okay, ready? We're gonna see. 50 million.
Okay.
We're so off.
For 20 years.
Why did they
too.
pick 20 years? Like, that's so random.
If it wasn't 20 years, it would be a lot more homes.
We keep guessing under it. That was it.
We're gonna just finish up this section. Guess how much water an average person uses for the toilet, tub, 10-minute shower, washing machine, and dishwasher.
Isn't it like that other question?
Kind of.
So this person's taking a bath in the tub, plus they're taking a 10-minute shower.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say like a lot of gallons.
A lot.
Like 500 million gallons.
Well, that wasn't even what they used in a year, though, was it? I don't even remember. I'm gonna say 12.
Oh wait, yeah. What's the time period?
I don't remember what they. We had a question about the year, but
one toilet, one tub, one wash.
Okay, let's just see the answer. 3 to 7.
Oh, it breaks it all down.
It breaks it down for you. 3 to 7 gallons for the toilet, 25 to 30 for the tub, 50 to 70 for a 10-minute shower, and a washing machine uses 25 to 40 gallons, and a dishwasher 9 to 12 gallons. So that was a lot. Okay, let's just do these. We're almost done. Most families throw away how much plastic each year? I don't know.
I'll say 2,000 pounds of plastic.
1 million.
Okay, so 88 pounds of plastic.
I hate this.
So that was that one. How long does the garbage in a landfill stay in the landfill? I think it's like a long time, like 50 years.
I do think it's a lot of like 75 years or something.
Anyone else want to guess?
100 years.
What did you say, Samantha?
70.
Okay, let's see. About 30. So that's.
I love your comment, Eli, about Alex Trebek is rolling in his grave, mostly because I like love Jeopardy, so that really like makes my day, and I needed that today, so thank you.
Okay, we have 2 more questions. On average, how many pounds of garbage does each person throw away each day? I'm gonna say like 5 pounds. Well, it's probably more than that now that I said.
I don't take the trash out every day, but
15.
Okay.
20. I
Let's
don't know.
see. Okay, is everyone done guessing? 4 pounds. I was so close.
Yeah.
No, you were close.
Okay, and last question. Thank you everyone for staying for this long.
Yes.
Each year, how much oil ends up in the oceans?
Well, I sure hope it's not a gallon.
Yeah.
It's probably more than that. I'm gonna say like, I don't even know.
I don't have a guess for this one.
Okay. Does anyone want to guess? Okay, I'll just see for the last question. That's
that's just a giant number. I'm not gonna have you try to read that.
That's some number.
I don't know what the number is.
And so that's really bad because the other question said 1 gallon like contaminates like.
Yeah, but like, what's a pound in comparison to a gallon? Is a gallon multiple pound?
Yeah, now we're asking a math
I'm not good with
question,
my
and
measurements.
I'm a math person, so.
I'm the wrong person to ask about that. I did want to say before you guys go, if you're not connected with us, because I know there's some names that I've not met you before. If you're a Warsaw or Fort Wayne student that is a registered student, we could connect with you about what TRIO is. Again, our program serves first generation students, low income students, or students with disabilities. If you're not eligible though, you could be a part of TRIO Leadership Council still. And we are hoping to get back to some more regular meetings. I think we're going to do a virtual book club this summer. So it's some neat events and we would love to connect with you. I'll put our phone number. It takes text or phone calls, and our email in the chat if any of you guys want to connect either about the council or about TRIO. So let me do that really quick. Does anybody have any questions or concerns? All right, well, I put that in the chat. This will,
Okay.
just because I wanted to say the part about this is recorded so that when you get your plant or if you missed the beginning and want to watch it back, it'll be on the Titan tube, and Carrie will link that over in the next couple of days. Otherwise, thanks again for coming. And I hope when you get your goodies in the mail, you enjoy them and it won't be snowy outside when you get your plant to pot. So thanks for coming. Have a good rest of your Wednesday and a good rest of your week. And I'm going to stop the recording now.